Tak já vás zdravím u pokračování Jindřichova dobrodružství. Tady jsme to posledně utli a tak tady budeme i pokračovat. Máme za úkol promluvit si s Bořkem. Ahoj Bořku.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Už mám takový hlad, že z toho vidím i rozmazaně. Mám takzvaně mžitky před očima. A kuchyň, tady se nadlábnem, určitě. Nejvyšší čas se nabaštit.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberku has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Božena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Najes se. Tak, jdeme sníst nějakou tu mňamku. Co nám tady uvařila paní Božena? Čočkovka jsem říkal, Jindro. Ale poberi ty housky. Taky bys mohl zdít všechny 3 za ráz. Teď budeš po jedné, pober kachnu, co nesníme, to prodáme. Jindro, vydrž ještě chvilku. Dobře, chce napapat, pak dobereme ten zbytek. Tak, čočkovka sníst. 1 hostička, 2 hostička, 3 hostička. Nasycenost 30. To je málo, to je ještě pořád hlad, ale aspoň už se nám nebudou dělat ty mžitky před těma očima. A dojíme se hnedka potom, co tady vybereme. To jídlo, který se tady dá pobrat. Legálně, samozřejmě, nebudeme tady zatím nic krást ještě. A ukrást. Ukrást to ne, krást tady určitě nechceme. A nebudeme. Ale napapáme se tady z kotlíků ještě. Nějaká asi pomocnice, ne, žádný kradení, Jindro. To by se nám tady nevyplatilo. Tak s nimi jablíčka. A ještě máme sejra, nasycenost 61. Kačenu. Wow. Nasycenost 113, tak a už jsme přejezení. Zbyla nám 1 kačena a nějaký ty sýry. Jindra má stále mžitky před očima, protože se mi chce spát to ukazuje ta ikona vlastně té postele tam. A to prasátko, to znamená, že jsem to vlastně do moc, že jsem nasycený více jak na 100%, ale jdu si lehnout, jdeme spínka tady do mé postele a ono nám to slehne. V téhle posteli, tuhle postel už budeme moct teďka využívat vlastně až do konce té hry. Díky paní Štěpánce se z toho stala taková naše postel, v které se budeme moct kdykoliv vyspat a odpočinout si. Dílu spát nemůžeš, takže na 100% odpočenosti se nedostanu. Dobře, vyspíme se do 7 do rána. Ono stejně nemá moc cenu stávat dřív, protože ono i dřív vstávají tam ti lidi, oni teda ne, spí do určité doby. A když stanete dřív, tak tam stejně běháte sami a s někým si nepromluvíte, nic neuděláte, protože oni prostě spí ještě. Ale teď nás tady něco vyrušilo ze spánku. Jindro Bořek říkal, jestli máš sundat ty bagančata špinavý. A ty stejně ležíš v těch botech. Návštěva. Paní Štěpánka.
My lady. No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you, but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Ale jo, já ti to povyprávím, Štěpánko.
I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. I went to the tavern to buy ale for Father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh dear boy.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik. The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzik himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz. The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberku and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet. The humans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
It's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors he went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberku, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king, and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone, and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberku. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, were here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own.
Co je to tady za flirtovačku?
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Dobrou, dobrou. Jste si pokecali a jdeme pokračovat v našem dobrodružství, Jindro. Teďka Jindra jako spí a má nějaký noční můry.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward. Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Tak. Vezmi si pochodeň ze stolku. Plněno. Nasadit. Pokud si potřebuješ noci posvítit, použij pochodeň. Aha, takže tam nemusím pořád do toho inventáře lozit a nasazovat a sundávat a tak. Ještě lepší síček, záležitě nazvaný inventář vidí veškerou svou výbavu a její podrobný popis. Můžeš zde zároveň měnit, co má tvá postava i na sobě. A to my víme. Inventář, ale chtěl jsem se podívat na ty questy. Běž na hradby kolem brány. Tak jdeme na hradby. Tady je brána, brána zamčená. Tak jsme na hradbách. Stáži mluvit nebudem, běž na hradby a promluv si s Božkem. Božku. A tím teda mluvíme jenom s Božkem. Když nepřijde Štěpánka. Ahoj Božku, to jsem zase já. Co se děje?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberku in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Right, we will.
Good Lord, what...
Jak je to teda strašně rušná noc, člověk si pořádně nevyspí. Sotva jsem zamhořil oka, tak přišla paní Štěpánka, po Štěpánce hned nějaký noční můry, a teď tady zase nějaký procesí.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzik, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left a storm in the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberku?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberku until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Balding.
I see you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will, and good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to right now.
Ono potom, až se ta hra rozjede, až vlastně začne, tak potom tam těch cutscén už není tolik, nejsou jako tak častý a tak dlouhý, tak potom už budu i já víc mluvit a trošku se to rozjede. Jo, tohle ještě není úplně začátek hry, tohle je spíš taková předehra. Takový intro.
I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Farewell.
Mluvit s Bořkem. Hlídkuj na hradbách. Tududu. Jak se tady hlídkuje na těch hradbách? Nikdy jsem to nedělal. Kuk z hradeb, stejně tam nevidím ani prd. Co mi řekneš? Trádnej. Tak ty nic. Soukromý pozemek, tady je ta zbrojnice vlastně. Tak, musíme jít zpátky. Nechci tady moc ztrácet čas, protože už zase celá dost času. Mám jenom hodinu na to natáčení. A dohromady se ještě pořádně nic nestalo. Jsme neudělali, jenom jsme to tady tak proplakali. Co ty mi něco řekneš? Dobrý den. Ne, ty taky ne. Ty? Ty radši utečeš. Je vtipný, jak mi tady zmizela ta louč, co z té ruky. Voják, s tím ani nejde mluvit, vojákem. Má být ale na hradbách a tady už nejsou hradby. Konec rozhovoru. Nic, vrátím se na ty hradby a přečtu si, jak přesně zní ten úkol, co mám teda dělat. Už. Tohodle jsem hledal. Kde mi má poradit, jak mám správně hlídat hradby. A díky tomu, že jsem si s ním promluvil, jsem mi i zaznamenal, že jsem ten úkol splnil. Počkej do rána. Takže šup. Počkáme třeba do 7. Tak jsem nemusel ani tak dlouho. Něco se stalo. Ta louč, jak mi tady mizí a objevuje se. Teď nemá klasek, ale oheň jo. Dobrý. Pan. Když mi zapadne, divíš. A kam mám běžet? Na hradby v předhradí. Další taková povídací scéna. Ale přeskakovat to nebudu, ať to vidíte pěkně v celku. Tady vám neunikají souvislosti.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. You may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Jo, jsou to oni. Ti, co vyplnili skalici.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Ratzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know Noble, sir, where he might be at this time.
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberku. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzik Kobila is not at Talmberku and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there's little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Zikmund, liška ryšavá. Výborně, ostáhli. Dobře to s ním a divíš zkoulel. Ještě, že ten vracek odjel do těch hratají. Promluvit s Bořkem, sehnat koně a pohřbít ve Skalici. Čím se rozhodl, to je Skalice teda. Koně sehnat. Na koni jsem přijel, takže koně tam mám. Někdy. Toho musím jenom najít. Tak, promluv si s Bořkem, to byl taky úkol. Bořku! Kam neho? No. Potřebuju se dostat do Skalice.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
Nebudu ten rozhovor projíždět úplně celý, ale jenom prostě to nejnutnější, co je potřeba. Tak, už tam to zadání mám, dostat se z hradu.
Good God, boy. Do you want to throw your life away for those who can never get theirs back? Do you think that's what they'd want? Forget it.
God be with you.
Jako rád bych si s tím pokecal, ale nebudu to zdržovat. Ono fakt ta hodina není zas tak moc. Uteče to rychle. Tady člověk, než něco udělá, tak to zabere poměrně dost času. Takže nějaký vykládáníčko. Teď nepřipadá v úvahu, já vás tady přeběhnu. Musíme je najít. Chci se teď dostat na tu bránu a zkusit ukecat tam toho, co hlídkuje na té bráně, aby mě prostě pustil z Talmberka pryč. Přímo tady to myslím. Šup, strážný radím.
My respects to you.
Potřebuji ven.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it.
but it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
Aha. A jak bys si to představoval?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberku soldier turns up all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something.
Take care now.
Tak, jdeme to nějak vymyslet, jak se dostaneme. Tady se stojíme ještě za obchodníkem. Za panem Botavou. Musím obchodovat.
If you've got the coin. Good luck to you.
Prodám mu ten sýr a tu kachnu, než se mi to... zkazí. Sejbovici si určitě prodávat nebudu. Co má na prodej? Paklíč. Ten si vezmu. Paklíč za 14. Já mám 20. Vezmu jenom jeden. Ukaž, co je v tom košíku teda. Mám zaplatit 5, jo? Zkusíme to usmlouvat. Času není nazbít, ale...
Let's have a word about the price.
Snad to stihnu. Čtyři a půl ti dám.
What do you say to this?
Come now. Just a little more and we have a deal.
Takže si nedáš ukecat, jo? Jenom za těch 5.
Oh, that's a decent price.
To jsi moc dobrý, kámoš. Běžíme na hrad. Tady a nějaký úkol. Co to je to Ačko? Získat talmberskou zbroj. No, talmberskou zbroj tu chceme získat. Chtěl jsem jít ještě se zeptat paní Štěpánky. Zkusíme to bez ní.
Hey, who's there?
Už mi tady kde? Když tady nikdo není. To oběhneme. Tady je jeden za rohem, ale ten je daleko, to mě přece nemůže vidět. Když jsem tady byl v té zbrojnici, jo, tady je to, tady. Ale on tady jeden postává. Třeba si mě nevšimne. Tady nikdo není. Jo, mít zámek těžké, to nemá smysl, ale šípy a luk si určitě vezmeme. Krás. Krásný luk. Si Tím nevšiml ten, jak jsme... Jak jsem... Že jak to bylo? Já jsem zlomil ten paklíč asi. To je špatný, musím si jít koupit ještě jeden. To nevyšlo, to jsem doufal teda, že to vyjde líp. Ten tady čurá asi na zeď, akorát si mě ještě nevšimnou, což je dobře. Sakra, tohle je zdrženíčko, s kterým jsem nepočítal. Já doufám teda, že na něho mám vůbec peníze na ten paklíč a že tam neběžím zbytečně. Teď za ním. O, tady je otevřeno. Ahoj. Ukaž, jo? To je ta truhla, ano. Já jsem tam nebyl. Votavo. Prodej mi paklíč.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. Take care now.
Mám 16 jenom, takže mám jenom na jeden. Přímo kšeftovat a snad to tentokrát vyjde. Odemykání těch zámků není žádná sranda, když ho neodemknu, to zkusím ještě jinak, no ale radši bych ho teda odemkl. A teď jsem tady někde asi špatně zahnul zase. Tak, tady jsou ty hradby, ale on je tam ten panáček. Snad si mě nevšimne. Já bych to jako ještě obešel a snažil se to udělat nějak fakt nenápadně, ale protože mě tlačí ten čas, tak to trošku zariskujem prostě. Super. A už tady někdo mluví a to je špatný. Musíme utíct. A já jsem utekl zrovna pěkně špatně. Myslel jsem, že uteču spodem. A tady utíkoval a...
Surrender! You're under arrest for breaking the law.
Mám se zdát? Jo, vítaj moc, zdám se.
I yield.
Tak.
Got you. And now I'll fix you good and proper. You'll soon learn what justice means.
What?
So the thief takes us all for fools. I'll show you how we deal with poor innocent me's here. And it's not just the theft you'll answer for. You should have thought twice about what you're doing. That will land you a fat fine.
Hlavně to prosím tě neobkecávej tak dlouho. 800, jo. Jak 2400? Já mám 2400. A zkusíme to takhle ještě.
Look, I'll tell you the truth, but you mustn't tell anyone. The Lord of Ratai sent me on a secret mission. And to do it, I have to bend the law a little now and again. Understand?
My heart bleeds for you.
Takže mi na to neskočil. No, nemám dost peněz, no.
Too much. I don't have that much coin.
Well, it's a jail cell for you then.
Nebudu to komplikovat. Nechám se zavřít do basy.
And spread your arms and legs. Let's see if you have anything else suspicious on you.
Tak ale odpikávej, proč jsi to zastavil? Klidně jsem ani...
Not much, actually.
Glad to hear it.
Can I go?
Go? Aye, you can, I'm sorry to say. Now bugger off and get yourself killed for all I care.
Takhle jednoduchý. To se mi ještě nestalo, že by mě sami vyhodili. Což ale... Ne... Nedává moc smysl, že? Když jako mě nechcou tam pustit. Radce Kobila říkala, že nemám odejít v žádném případě. A pak mě vyhodijou sami. A nechají mě na pospas. Zkusím teda přiběhnout aspoň do té skalice. Asketa. Bez jídla, to je to smradlavý. Průzkumník, dohled než o 10% dál, tulák, vyrůstále si drsných průzkumník asi dáme, ten je dobrý. Ne. Síla, hrobař. Popis. Nošení mrtvého vyvládání ještě nestojí žádnou staminu a také polovinu minut, čiže jak výkryt nepřátelských úderů se štítem o 30 minut staniny. Mezek, uneseš a 15 liber víte. To bych chtěl, ale to ještě nemůžu, takže si dáme jako skála, až jsem se chtěl podívat rychle na mapu, na to stínu, jak je daleko ta skalice. Zkusíme tady použít rovnou to rychlé cestování. A pojď se podíváte, jak to... Teď nemůžeš cestovat, aha. Jindro. To ještě pořád není tak úplně začátek té hry, jsme pořád ještě v tom jakoby intru. Vyšel, tak jak jsem si představoval, ale to ani, že to tak nějak nikdy nevychází, jak přesně chcete. Těch řešení a možností je tam vždycky prostě u každého toho úkolu několik. Quest splněn, utíkej, takže jsem utekl asi. Takže jsem nemusel běžet přes celou tu mapu až do té skalice, ale stačilo jakoby ten útěk jenom na simulovat. Já teď nevím, jestli mám pokračovat dál, protože tam je teďka bude dost takových jako že kascem, bude se to tak natahovat. On než ti rodiče najde a než je pohřbí a ještě tam zažije pár nějakých věcí v té skalici vypálená. A já už mám jenom pár minut, takže to asi ukončím tady, jakmile to půjde. A pohřbení rodičů bych nechal na ten další díl zase. Tak díky všem za sledování. odběry, lajky, komentáře, to potěší. Klidně mi i napište, co bych měl změnit, co dělám špatně, co bych naopak mohl zlepšit. Jestli třeba chcete, abych dělal i vedlejší úkoly, nebo jestli se mám držet jenom té hlavní linky. Po případě, jestli mám udělat nějaký speciální díl s nějakýma zajímavostma, kterých je tady v téhle hře dost a dost. Je tady v lese třeba perníková chaloupka, kde Ježíbaba upekla Jeníčka a Mařenku. Výborně, hra uložena, to jsme chtěli, takže pro dnešek to tady ukončím. Ještě jednou díky všem za sledovačku. Mějte se a příště nám to snad půjde zase o kousek líp i za sledování. Čau.